Hey kindergarten, let's talk about symmetry. I have two definitions for you. The first one is for symmetry. Symmetry means if you take an object and you draw a line right down the middle, that object will look exactly the same on one side as it does on the other. On the flip side of that, asymmetry means that if you took an object and you drew a line right down the middle, it would not look the same on one side as it does on the other. Okay, where do we see symmetry and asymmetry? We see these things everywhere. Okay, even on our own bodies. If you were to take a marker and draw a line right down the center of your face, you would see symmetry. One side of your face looks exactly the same as the other side. Now don't do that. Okay, it's an imaginary line. Where else do we see symmetry? In buildings. If you go for a walk in your neighborhood, look at the houses. Some of them will be symmetrical. Some will not. Some architecture is really different and it will have different features on one side than it does on the other. Nature has symmetry and asymmetry. So we talked about how a butterfly's wings are symmetrical. They're exactly the same on one side as they are on the other. What is asymmetrical? Well, if you took a dog and you drew a line right down the middle of the dog, half of it would have a head and the other half wouldn't. That is asymmetrical. So we're going to do a few exercises to make sure you understand symmetry. And when we're done, I'm going to talk to you about your activity for today. Okay, the first shape I want to show you is this. What is that? A heart, of course. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a line. Right down the center of this heart. Now, Mrs. Rattel's drawing isn't perfect, and my lines aren't perfectly straight, but you get the picture. One side of my heart looks exactly like the other side of my heart. So is my heart symmetrical or asymmetrical? Symmetrical, correct. Okay, let's try a different shape. What is this shape called? Exactly, it's a triangle. It doesn't look exactly like the kind of triangle we're used to seeing, but it's a triangle nonetheless. Now if I take a marker and I draw a line down the center of my triangle, do they look the same? Does this side of my triangle look like this side of my triangle? They do not. So is this shape symmetrical or asymmetrical? Correct. This is an asymmetrical shape. It is not the same on both sides. Okay, let's try another one. Okay, smiley face, are you ready? Let's take our marker. Go right down the center. Is this smiley face symmetrical or asymmetrical? Does this side look exactly like this side? It does. So this shape is symmetrical. Good job, kindergarten. You're so smart. Okay. Remember how we talked about that there's a part of our body that is very asymmetrical? I'm going to show you that now. What did I trace on this paper? Right, I traced my hand. Now if I take a marker and I draw, and I draw a line right down the center of my hand, is my hand symmetrical? No, it's not. This side has my pinky finger and my ring finger. This side has a pointer finger and a thumb. This side does not look like this side. So this shape is asymmetrical. Very good, kindergarten. You are so very smart. Okay, the next activity we're going to do, I'm going to show you a butterfly. And I want you to help me make this butterfly symmetrical. Okay, so here's my butterfly. Here's one half of its wings. It has a big circle and a little triangle and a big triangle. How are we going to make this butterfly's wings symmetrical? Well, it's got a big circle here, so it needs a big circle on this side. Okay. It's got a little circle here, so it needs a little circle on this side. Okay, now let's look at the bottom half. Big triangle, little triangle. So what shape am I going to draw down here? You're right, the big triangle. Okay. And what shape do you think I'm going to put right here? You got it, the little triangle. Okay. We have now made this butterfly's wings symmetrical. So now let's talk about your activity for today. Here it is. You have to look at each butterfly and look at what features it has on one half of its wings. Then with your pencil, draw those exact same features on the opposite wing. Make sure you do the same size, and when you color them, please make sure whatever colors you use on one side of its wings, you use on the other side. Okay, it's one thing to have the shapes correct, but if you color one half green and blue and the other half orange and purple, they're not symmetrical, are they? They have to be the same in size, feature, and color as well. Now there's one butterfly on here, this lonely guy down here at the bottom, has nothing on its wings. Guess what you get to do? You get to draw your own features on the butterfly wings and make them, you got it, symmetrical. If you have any questions or concerns, have mom or dad send me a remind message or an email, and I would be glad to help you. Have fun with your butterfly symmetry activity, my friends, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.